Hey, how's it going, guys and girls? This is Off the Stage, and I'm Aaron Smith. This week we are here with Danny Rascal from the Rascal Kings. How's it going, man?
Yeah, good, man. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad.
Looking a bit second-hand today there, brother?
Oh, yeah, a little bit. Yeah. There's been too many gigs on lately, too many gigs.
That's his story.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your band, the Rascal Kings.
What do you want to know?
What do you want to know? You guys been around for a little while. How long have you guys been together for now?
The Rascal Kings name I came up with, I think it was about 98, 99. I was playing with another band, Monkey Puzzle, and we'd just come back from a tour of Southeast Asia. And initially, we had this crazy idea that we were going to put together a ska tribute band doing all 80s glam songs in a ska format. And so originally the Rascal was actually spelt with a K, so incorporating ska into the middle of the name.
Yeah, nice.
And the name, the Rascal King, actually came from a song by the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, who are a great ska band from Boston.
Yep.
And they had a song called the Rascal King, and that sort of ended up being a nickname for me because I was always into a bit of mischief. And so the name kind of came from there, and I've used it a few times since then for side project work, things that didn't fit within the format of Monkey Puzzle. Or after Monkey Puzzle, I had a band called Faster She Said, and we did quite a bit with that. That was a heavy rock format. And anything that didn't really fit within that sort of format, I used the Rascal Kings for. Or sometimes if we needed an opening act, I'd pull together a set of songs with the Rascal Kings and we'd do a show. And then I think it was 2009, I met Tank, who's the bass player now. And again, it was we needed a support act and I needed a bass player and I didn't have anyone else available. So I found Tank. He came along and kept bugging me after that. Kept saying to me, dude, these songs are too cool just to use them once every now and then. We should do something with it. Yep. So that's when it became a full-on band.
So how far have you guys gone with the Rascal Kings? I know you guys have had a bit of radio airplay and stuff as well.
Yeah, we've had a fair bit of airplay on the Rock FM. We went into the studio initially in 2010 to start recording an album, and just through comedy of errors, that process got drawn out, and got to a point where we were just so bound up and in so much of a rut with the music that we're kind of fed up with what we're listening to. So we brought in Jimmy Christmas from Lugaboa as a producer, and I've never worked with a producer before, and came in on the first day to do vocals on the track, and I've always been the one-take wonder. I can hit my vocals first take every time.
Yep.
And I did that, and he said, man, I've never seen a singer do that before. And I was like, great. And I started taking the headphones off, and he said, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm done. And he goes, no, you're not even warmed up yet. And that was the beginning of an 8-hour day of just pushing me. But ultimately, we came up with a great single, which is getting airplay on the Rock, and it's now been picked up. Triple J have got it in Australia. It's gone to Radio Hauraki in New Zealand, although they haven't started broadcasting it yet. Triple R in Melbourne have it, and it's on, I think we're up to about 30 internet radio stations across the US and Europe now.
Cool.
And it's just sort of snowballing and picking up. We've also just picked up a shot at, we're on it, we're guaranteed, we're on a compilation album that's going out across Australia, 5,000 copies that go out with a magazine called Blunt Magazine. Nice. And there's a distribution of 30,000 magazines, and it's one of those deals where your first 5,000 copies have the CD on the front. So we go out with that, but in the magazine, as well as part of that, we also get a quarter-page advert. So
sweet.
That's and the aim is to try and get into Australia next year. I've just come back from a couple of weeks in the States doing promo, and I've booked shows for us there in the States next year as well. So we're looking at probably September next year for a US tour.
Cool. Yeah. Nice. So tell us a little bit more about the other guys in your band. Obviously there's you, and you've talked about Tank, the bass player.
Tank, yeah, well, Tank's a bit of a local icon. Some people know him through his business, Outer Life Landscaping. And Tank is obviously the organiser of the Tankapalooza Festival, which some people may have been lucky enough to have been at recently.
Yep.
Where they would have seen yourself and my own bands playing there.
Yeah, man, they rocked. What did you guys think of that?
So Tank's been running that festival for a couple of years now as well. It started out initially as his birthday party. And I organised a band from Auckland to come down for the very first one. And then it sort of snowballed from there to this massive event that it's turning into now, or has turned into. And then currently on drums, we've got a guy called Jono Anderson who also plays with a local metal band called Gift of Ruin.
Yep. I've heard those boys are doing pretty well at the moment too.
Yeah, they're doing all right. They're doing well. And before him, we had Johnny Robert, who plays with Dick Tracy now.
Yep.
Great band, really worth checking out. Awesome band. He also played on the single, which funnily enough, was actually called Johnny. It was nothing to do with him. The song was written before he joined the band.
Yeah.
But it just was, I wrote it with one of those generic names in mind of, you either use Jimmy, Janie, Johnny,
John.
or something like that, you know. And I thought there's just not enough songs in the world with Johnny in the title already. So let's just throw one more in the mix there, It was just
fair enough.
to fill things out. So that's the current lineup is myself, Tank, and Jono Anderson. And,
Yep. So that's the name of the new single that's getting played all over the radio?
So Johnny is the single that's currently on radio.
Nice.
And the next single, Fade, is we're actually just negotiating the studio time at the moment. Looks like we're supposed to actually be in there last weekend, but there was a scheduling conflict with Jimmy because he's just come back from a tour of Australia and Japan. So that sort of threw things a bit of a spanner in the works. So I think beginning in November we're going in to record the follow-up single, which will go to radio.
Cool.
Yep. And then we've got a national tour booked in with Lugabar, which the dates are yet to be confirmed, but we're touring New Zealand with Lugabar.
Sweet.
And then in January, February next year, there's a band from Australia called Hollywood Boulevard, who everybody should go and check out. Because they've changed their name now. Dead Star Renegade.
Dead Star Renegade.
Dead Star Renegade. They're coming over from Australia next year, and we're doing a New Zealand tour with them.
Nice.
And then bouncing to Australia to do an Australian tour with DSR.
All right, cool. So you guys are obviously doing really, really well for a local band. You guys are getting out there and doing your thing and taking it to the world, which is great for, local boys and that. So if any other fans want to get in touch with you guys, learn a bit more about you or hear some more of your music, how would they do that? You guys got Facebook in that?
Yeah, the best option would be to hit our Facebook page, which is just facebook.com/The Rascal Kings.
Cool.
We've got a website under construction at the moment. Having a few issues with the coding on that, trying to get it to do what we want it to do. But we do own the website space, therascalkings.com. So
nice.
If they want to check in with that from time to time, eventually there will be a website up and running there. But at the moment, Facebook's one of those tools that pretty much negate the need for most bands to have a website. Social media, so many people are connected into it. It's instant access to the world. It's a great way to market yourself. We do have a MySpace page running as well, but nobody uses MySpace anymore. That's really just tumbleweeds and mice that occupy that sort of area of the web now. Alternatively, they could check us out on Reverb Nation or theaudience.co.nz.
Nice.
Actually, if they want a copy of the single Johnny, we've left it as a free download on theaudience.co.nz.
Sweet.
/the-rascals-kings.
Nice.
And they can take that song for free and send it out to their friends and family around the world as well. Because sometimes you've got to give a little to make a little, and by giving that song out and trying to get as many people to listen to it as possible, it benefits us in the long term anyway.
That's cool, man. Well, thanks for coming along.
Thanks for having me.
Cheers. Right, and I think that's about it from us. Time for us to get off the stage. Don't forget to ring up the rock and request the Rascal Kings' new song, Johnny. See you guys next month.